Sean Penn is filing a $10 million lawsuit against the co-creator of Empire, Lee Daniels, for defamation. Now, Penn is upset because Daniels compared him to Empire star Terrence Howard in a recent interview with The Hollywood Reporter. Now, Daniels said in this interview that poor boy Terrence ain't done nothing different than Marlon Brando or Sean Penn, and all of a sudden, he's some demon. That's a sign of time, of race, of where we are right now in America.
All right, so let's just clarify that, because Terrence Howard has been accused in the past of domestic abuse, and I guess that's how the question came up.
Yeah. So yes, I'm gonna kind of go through some of Terrence Howard's kind of deals with domestic violence. Also, the lawsuit that Penn is filing against Daniels. Statements. He says that statements were egregious and injured Penn's credibility and reputation personally, professionally, and in his philanthropic activities. Now, regardless of his philanthropic endeavors, Penn has had some run-ins with violence. In 2010, he pleaded no contest to vandalism after he kicked a celebrity photographer, but the case later was dismissed. In the 1980s, he was in court in connection with fisticuffs and spitting. He beat a man he thought was trying to kiss Madonna in a nightclub, and he admitted driving recklessly and punching an extra on the set of the movie Colors. Now, that's not all. In 1987, Penn reportedly struck his then-wife Madonna across the head with a baseball bat. In December 1988, Penn allegedly tied Madonna to a chair in their Malibu home and attacked her. The 9-hour ordeal only ended when the singer was untied to use the bathroom, and she then fled to the police station. Now, what Ben brought up about Terrence Howard, Howard has been forced to publicly address his domestic violence allegations. He acknowledged he struck his first wife in 2010, but denied abusing another ex-wife, Michelle Gent. But Gent accused Howard of abusing her on a trip to Costa Rica in 2013 and has a restraining order against him, but Howard still denies that he abused her. So Penn's upset that basically he compared them all being domestic abusers.
That's true. We have to be clear with the Penn stuff. Those are things that were initially said that never actually stuck in court. They were retracted. They could very well have happened, but they were never actually shown to have happened. He never faced any consequences for them. Right. The accusers took back their stories eventually. In the case of the Madonna stuff.
So, but the story I find incredibly amusing for a number of reasons.
Including the word fisticuffs, perhaps?
Fisticuffs always.
I love that the AP uses that word.
I had to look it up. That's gonna be real.
Yeah, it's awesome. It makes you think of like people. Yeah.
That poor boy ain't done nothing different than Marlon Brando or Sean Penn, and all of a sudden he's some demon. So, so Lee Daniels' defense is white people beat up women too.
Yeah, essentially.
Not the kind of defense not the spirited defense I would be looking for. Right?
No.
I don't. I mean, I got it. He actually has a fair point about race, and obviously, no one is the most immune people to punishment for their crimes in the world are probably white celebrities, right? You know, white people with money. That said, nobody gets to hurt women. Not Terrence Howard, not Sean Penn.
No, don't call him a poor boy. Yeah, I mean, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the idea shouldn't be, well, if other people allegedly have gotten away with it, that everybody else should. No, why don't we give them all the same punishment, perhaps?
Right.
And yeah, I think that definitely there is a racial component to this. I think that people take their predispositions about different groups into judgments about how bad a thing they did was. But we also know in this country that if you're popular, and especially if you're insanely wealthy, you don't have to be white to get away with this.
No,
there have been singers recently who have gotten away not with allegations of domestic abuse, but still have incredibly lucrative careers after we have seen the brutal aftermath of it. If you have a lot of money and nice beats,
O.J. Simpson,
I guess.
I mean, even prior to that. So again, money. It wasn't that became a race issue. That was a class issue, more than a race issue in this country. So one, it's peculiar that that's the defense. First of all, I don't know what. Like, I feel bad for Marlon Brando. He's like,
I have no idea what Marlon Brando apparently did.
Been dead for years. Give me a break.
Yeah.
Right. But that said,
had you heard that before?
I had not. Doesn't mean it's not true that I don't know it.
I didn't find that much information when I did try to do some research on it. So I don't know.
No, I'd never even heard of it.
Yeah, I mean, you know, slept with a lot of women we know.
And Streetcar Named Desire. Right, he was abusive.
Right.
It's true.
That was a character.
Maybe you thought it was a documentary.
That was Stanley Kowalski. That wasn't Marlon Brando. But that said, so there's the first part of like, he did it, but white people do it too. That's insane. I'd be like, Lee, stop helping me.
Yeah.
Please stop helping me. And then there's Sean Penn suing. Right. You know, when these accusations are out there and you were just inviting people to repeat them now, right?
Yeah.
And then his lawsuit,
which suing guarantees.
Suing guarantees.
Yeah.
His lawsuit is online, and it says these things. He describes himself as an internationally known film actor. Do you have this stuff?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I don't have a graphic of it, but I was going to bring it up.
So he describes himself as an internationally known film actor, recognized for his humanitarian work, journalism, and advocacy for peace and human rights. He says that he is one of the generation's most highly acclaimed and greatest artists and humanitarians. You can't call yourself.
And all around.
The lawsuit
great
also
guy.
says he's an American.
Oh, we're saving that for last.
Sorry.
We're saving it for last. You can say it, but we're saving it for last. We got to have a space for it. So, one of this generation's most highly acclaimed and greatest artists and humanitarians. You can't call yourself one of the greatest artists and humanitarians.
No.
You can't do it.
No, he made his lawyer do that. He didn't do it.
He did it. His lawyer did it. So, I'm one of the greatest artists and humanitarians in the world. Therefore, I've been damaged by you saying that I've beaten women, which has been accused publicly. So he's suing. And then, of course, the self-description of what, Hannah?
He is an American icon.
He described himself. Who describes themselves as an American icon?
You're supposed to do what I do. You just wait for somebody else to finally say it.